Okay, new idea for a movie. The Devil in Love, starring Loyedibrious. That's a fictional name as well. I just figured I'd put something in there. So, The Devil in Love is the story about how the devil, in his eternal misery, falls in love, of course, with the human. And as the story goes, the devil, I figured out a beginning, a plot, and the end. So it's a good storyline. Basically, I'll shorten the version here just to kind of summarize it. And what it is the devil falls in love with this beautiful, popular human being who is like a superstar, and of course super young, and just adorable, like some little pop star, right? And like 19 or 20-year old or 18 or whatever. It's really not important, but he and she won't have anything to do with him. He's the devil, right? And she's battling good versus evil in her own life. And so but he tries to win over her affection throughout the whole movie, runs into all kinds of obstacles. He tries to use every kind of tactic of fear and evil that he can, and finally he realizes the only way to achieve winning her love is to change who he is at the his evil ways, and how he goes back to his father for advice to win over this beautiful angel sent to him from his father. He takes it as an invitation from his father to put away his evil ways and regain the dignity of his creator's love, and in doing so win the affection of this woman. Well, that's it. It's just a strange story, but all these obstacles and roadblocks, of course, he meets are people that are involved with this little angel he fell in love with, and how her father, look, dude, I can't let you marry my daughter. You're the devil. I mean, come on, man. Really? And the father's a hipster or whatever. And maybe is something else. Maybe he's a real powerful businessman, or the president of a country, or the U.S. or the king of somewhere, or maybe they're just humble people from Midland nowhere, and but that really isn't important. And I know great writers can take this base idea and turn it into an absolute global epic. It strikes that emotional chord in all of us, dude. And who wouldn't love to see the devil turn into a good person and restore order to the entire universe that the creator created? Because there's no way that everything in the universe is an accident. That's a ridiculous statement, or even a thought. If you look at everything out there, and even look in the mirror, it's by design, kids. So this movie, I think, strikes that emotional chord with everybody, and therein is where the true power of this whole story lies. It gives people, I think, something that they need deeply in their the very being of what they are. We all fight, right and wrong, good and evil. I mean, there's a lot of movies based on this theory, but to put the devil into the character, and I mean, now in order to become something attractive to this young lady, he's gonna have to shine up, So he finally, after the beginning of the movie, which is pretty short, maybe make it 20 minutes, not to lose people's attention, but build up what a just terrible and evil, make the evil really known. And then in his evil doings, he runs across this little angel again and again and again over the 20 minutes. Keeps seeing her, and he can't he can't seem to figure out a way to mess her up, you know. She just heaven sent. So he starts thinking in a different way, you know. He's falling in love with an angel. He himself was one, but he fell. He was the fallen angel. And he took with him many, but now his little pack he's got to convince, I have misled you and erred in our ways, and I am asking the Father to take us all back. It was all my fault. Our brother Christ was right. We don't know what we're doing. And he wasn't just talking about the humans. He was talking about his fallen brothers, us. And something to that nature. I mean, it's got to be really out there to really make people think and capture their imagination and let that imagination within them open up as the story's revealed to them. Now, in shining up the devil, you know, I mean, he's got horns and stuff, so you can only do so much with the devil, right? Well, maybe the devil has some magic left in him after all, and he doesn't want to hide who he is, so he shows his true self. Well, the whole time, you know, you have to remember who he was before he fell. He's coming full circle, so to speak. He's falling back into the graces of the Father's beautiful and magical and eternal love. And what does the Father do? What is the Father? He's pure love, altruistic. You know, he is the core of life, eternal. And therein lies the whole story unfolding. So, you know, the devil, he wears satin suits, and, you know, he really suave, trying to impress her. And finally, you know, when he's about to give up at the end of his rope, he just goes back to being his true self before he fell. And I don't mean in the time eternal when he was thinking about, you know, becoming his own God. He did serve his Father for a long time, millennia before he fell. And so it's really about the devil falling back in love with his Creator through this woman who would connect with him in some strange way at the end of the movie, and the devil gets the woman and the Father, and life eternal begins again. Pretty cool story, huh? Well, we'll see. Anyways, that's basically the theme, you know, the roadblocks, his father, her brothers, and she's got some big, tough, oh man, the brothers. That's going to be a rough one for him, because the way he deals with the brothers is this. He tries to bribe them at first, because he sees they're big, brawny guys, and he knows he could put them down, but he thinks, oh, you know, the devil's not dumb. He's pretty quick-witted, man. You know, he tricks a lot of people. He's a clever little manipulator. So he thinks to himself, well, if I hurt him, oh, I definitely won't win her love. So, guys, look. She thinks I'm the devil, and I'm really not. I'm a mutt. He tries to convince them that he's not the devil. But see, they're too altruistic. They know. And they know what he's doing, and that just sends a wedge between him and the young lady. But in the end, when he just gives up, and he just turns it over to his Father, he says, Father, I'm done. Do with me what you will. I am no longer me. And the Father looks at him and goes, sorry. I told you this strikes an emotional chord with people. The Father looks at him and says, welcome home, son. I think that is a little too much for me emotionally, but it would be a tremendous thing of beauty. Sorry I get a little choked up. Our spirit is so monumentally important in our lives, and I think we, as human beings, need help to see that vision. But anyways, I'm going to stop it here because that's enough. Thanks for listening. You can get a hold of me in Eastern Washington. I live around Chelan, and my phone number is 509-264-8007. And I'm not Jane Bond or anything, so I know that it automatically people think, oh, 007, that's cool, yeah, perfect, yeah, whatever. My name's Robin Loye Taylor, and that's kind of how I came up with the name Loyedibrious. It's really, the term is Loyedibrious, but to be honest, I just, it strikes an emotional chord with me, really at the core of what I am. And so Loyedibrious is Latin. It's kind of evolved into ridiculous, but Loyedibrious just kind of fits, so I put it in there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, you can use starring anybody you want. You can, some new superstar kid. But I think that the devil should be a really gruff, old character that's just difficult to look at. But that's my opinion. You guys will figure it out. You're the movie creators and the story makers. I just have an idea for you I thought would be pretty epic. Thanks for listening. I'm Robin Taylor. You can call me Loyedibrious if you want, or Loyedibrious, I don't care. You can call me ridiculous, or what an idiot for even sending this video, but I've never sent anything like this before, just as something is inside me telling me to send you this video. And I think the message the devil finally gets out. That's a big part of this movie I forgot to mention in it. Okay, so the devil starts sending this message to everybody, just everywhere around the world. He, in his magic, makes phones just magically. Everyone looks at their phones. 7 billion souls. Be kind to yourself. And be kind to every living creature. Just a simple text. But everyone on the planet gets it. So, be kind to yourself and be kind to every living creature. Wow. That's pretty strong. But that is kind of the core of life, And that's where the whole movie comes together. She finally, I think that it's the text that she sees and everybody around her, and they all have the same text, and she realizes, because nobody knows who it's from. It's just magically appearing on everybody's phone. There's no callback number, but instinctively she knows. And that, I think, then is when she truly falls in love with him. But see, she's not falling in love with the devil. That's just it. He's back in the graces of his father when he sends that text at the end of the movie. And that's where it ends, and she falls in love and searches him out and finds him, and the father is pleased. And that's it. So I hope that works for Hollywood. I think it can be a global epic that might even just make people think about their own lives. Anyways, thanks for listening. I'm sorry I ramble so much, and I'm kind of bounce around a little too much. I try to stay on task. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.